What's going on, my trainer club? Today we're going to go over the complete guide of how to take down all of the new leaders Pokemon and then defeat Giovanni in Pokemon Go. So welcome to the trainer club. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Let me know in the comments below, how are you doing on all the team leaders? Have you beaten Giovanni already? Because today we're going to go over all of what the leaders have, and then we are going to get into the guide that's going to make the most sense for all of the Pokemon right now. So just a quick overview if you guys don't remember it from my other top tips video. We have Arlo. Arlo is going to start off with a Shadow Growlithe that does have the shiny potential. He's then going to go into a Charizard, Blastoise, or Steelix as the second Pokemon. And then the third Pokemon can either be a Dragonite, a Scizor, and then a Salamence. So one of those three at the end. Then we have Cliff. Cliff is gonna have a Shadow Omanyte with a shiny potential. He is then gonna have a Machamp, Onix, or Electivire, so it's gonna be one of those three Pokemon. And then finally, he's gonna have either a Tyranitar, a Swampert, or a Torterra. And then finally, of the leaders, we have the Sierra. Sierra is gonna have the potential for a shiny Shadow Drowzee in spot number 1. Then in spot number 2, we have the Executor, the Lapras, and the Sharpedo. And then finally, we have the Alakazam, Houndoom, and the Shiftry. Going on to the Rocket Boss, we then have Giovanni. Giovanni is gonna get a Persian, number 1. Number 2, we're gonna have Nidoking, Kangaskhan, or Garchomp. And then finally, we're gonna have the Mewtwo, which is gonna be the Shadow one. I know you guys have seen me out in some pretty crazy conditions before, and prior to this experience right now, my feet would have been absolutely soaked. I number one have the lightest 100% waterproof shoes in the entire world. And I know some of you guys may not believe me about that, so let me just take this shoe off here right now. So look, there's water on the outside, and my socks are 100% dry right here. I travel a lot. I'm always walking around outside, and whatever weather conditions, my videos come first. You guys already know that. You've seen me outside literally with a frozen face, and now with these Vessis, I can have the lightest 100% waterproof shoes in the world. Not only that, they have a herringbone grip pattern, so we can grip in every single condition, from walking on the sidewalk to hiking in the mountains to hunting Pokemon in the trails. They are super comfortable, so wherever I'm going from now on, you guys are gonna see me rocking these Vessis, especially in the weather conditions, because we now only need one pair of shoes to stay comfortable, stylish, lightweight, and then always keeping my feet dry along the entire process. And so then you guys are wondering, well, if you can't get water in, how do your feet breathe? Well, they have a patented Dymatex material knit that allows your feet to breathe. They are also stretchy as well. So whenever you need to go on to your next travel adventure, you can easily slip these shoes on and start going without worrying about what condition you might run into out in the elements. So wherever you choose to play Pokemon Go, whether it be outside, whether it be muddy, slushy, rainy, snowy, watery, you now only need one pair of sneakers. That's gonna be Vessi. Big thank you for Vessi for sponsoring this video. And if you guys do want to check out the lightest weight, 100% waterproof shoe that is also comfortable, please go to vessifootwear.com/thetrainerclub and get $25 off your first order. Here's the keys that we always look at when we're going after these shadow Pokemon leaders. It's going to be, make sure to have Pokemon that can waste the shields in spot number 1. And then we're looking to then get into Pokemon that are harder counters and usually charge relatively fast, because we want to utilize the fact that these Pokemon are really strong, so we have to get charge moves off often, and they're going to have a little bit of a delay when they switch Pokemon before they start attacking, or when we switch Pokemon, or when we do an attack. So those are the 3 utilizations that we're going to do, because these shadow Pokemon are very powerful. So now let's get into all the leaders, and we're gonna break down everything we need to know right now. And we have located the first leader, which is going to be Arlo. So if we do check it out, he's going to have a Growlithe with a shiny potential at first. So we can handle that with like a Giratina origin form if we want. Excadrill is also a pretty good counter for some of these guys. However, you have to be careful with the fire type Pokemon. So we'll probably start off here with a Giratina origin form. And then if we go on to the Charizard, Giratina origin form handles it, Kyogre handles it, Melmetal handles it because it's gonna be double weak. It's also gonna be strong against the Melmetal, but since it's gonna be double weak to the rock, that's a good thing. And then we have Blastoise, Dialga handles it, Kyogre handles it, Melmetal handles it, Giratina origin form also handles it, which is pretty cool. Steelix, Melmetal, Giratinas as well, and Kyogre, Dragonite, Dialga, and Melmetal, Scizor, Dialga, Giratina Origin Form, Melmetal, Kyogre, and then the Salamence, same exact thing as the Dragonite, Dialga, Melmetal, Togekiss, don't really need that Pokemon. So here we go against Arlo. Number 1, Giratina Origin Form. Then we're gonna go Melmetal. And I'm gonna leave that Pokemon right there, Dialga. It's gonna chew Pokemon pretty good, so might as well go after it. And we're going for the Ominous Winds right here. It's also a resistant to fire Pokemon, which is another reason. The only thing that I didn't think about is it can get bite, which it does have, so. Well, what we could do is just go ahead and switch into the Melmetal right now and not use the Power Up Punch because we don't want it to be weaker. We'll go ahead and let this go by. So that's gonna be shield number 1 right there. And then we're gonna keep going with this Pokemon, charging it up. Obviously, we're gonna block this because we're not willing to take a potentially fire move. Here, Body Slam. All right, unique combination right there. And we're gonna keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Charging it up as much as possible, and then boom, we're gonna hit it with another Shield Waster. And do realize that this Pokemon is also weak to Rock. Fire, single weak to Rock. And so hopefully what will happen here is we're not gonna waste a shield, and we're gonna take down this Pokemon. There goes the Shield Waster. But since we have so much energy, I'm not willing to let this Pokemon go, so I'm just gonna go ahead and block right there. Melmetal with Overcharge is really, really good right here. And we have a Blastoise, super effective there. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Rock Slide right here. Just trying to chunk a little bit of damage down, even though I know it's not gonna do too much. Then I'm gonna power it up again. I'm gonna go ahead and use this. And then I'm gonna switch into the Dialga just to chew this Pokemon down. Boom. Get up with that energy and switch into the Dialga. Ah, we didn't get the switch. That's unfortunate. It's okay though. Because this Pokemon I believe has Bite, and switching into a Giratina with Bite, definitely a no-go. And then we have Scissor. I'm just gonna hit it with the Draco Meteor because it's the most powerful special that I have. And it's using a bug move, which is not really all that big of a deal. And then we can just chunk it down with Dragon Breath, probably take us out, and we can just switch into the Giratina that's already ready to go. And we will be done. Perfectly cool right there. And I don't even need to go. And that's how we take down the number 1 boss, which is going to be Arlo. And then, will we get a shiny Shadow Pokemon from this guy? What do you guys think? It would be crazy if we got one of the 3 that we're heading after with this Pokemon. It's not gonna be it. Hoo-ah-ya. All right, regular Growlithe, and now we're gonna get on to the next leader, and then eventually lead us into Giovanni. Let's go. And next, we're gonna have Cliff. So if we do check out Cliff's Pokemon, I have all of the key losses. Thank you to PV Poke for pulling this up. We do have Dialga, Giratina Origin Form, Kyogre, Melmetal, and Giratina Altered Form. So do notice the similarities here that we did have from the last ones. Then if we go on to the Machamp, it's gonna lose to Kyogre, Giratina Origin Form, Giratina Altered, Groudon, and Togekiss. Then we have the Onix. So right here, I'm just checking out the Pokemon because it's gonna be a Great League contender. So if I'm looking at Onix, we're looking at something like a Melmetal would work for this Pokemon since it's a rock type. And then also a Kyogre would work as well. Electivire, Dialga, Melmetal, and both Giratinas once again. And then we have Tyranitar, Togekiss. We have Dialga, Kyogre, Melmetal, and Groudon. Swampert, Giratina Origin Form, Kyogre, Groudon, Giratina Altered Form. And then we have the Torterra, Togekiss, Melmetal again, Dialga, both Giratinas. You can do Melmetal in the first spot as well if you choose that. That's gonna be Rock Slide and Superpower. Don't use Superpower until like you really need it. And then we're gonna have Giratina with all Ghost moves. Shadow Claw, Ominous Wind, and Shadow Ball. It's gonna be the Shield Waster because it charges pretty much the fastest here. Superpower on the Melmetal, but like I said, it's gonna make it weak, decrease the defense. Not really what we're looking to do, and you do not need to do anything here as we're getting that attack in. Shield number 1 is gonna be down. All right, so we pretty much have a second power-up punch. We're just gonna have to be careful here. We don't wanna get hit with anything because we're pretty weak already. So now we are gonna have Electivire. Electivire is gonna be neutral to both of these moves. So we're gonna go with whatever we can get off first. If we can get it, yep, can't even get it off. So in that case scenario, it would have been good if we would have switched, but now I'm gonna bring in Giratina because Giratina is resistant to electric. So we have the chance to overpower right now, which is fantastic. And then we're just gonna use Ominous Wind, because Ominous Wind is a great move to save energy of Shadow Ball, potentially get you a boost. And now we're gonna be on to the third Pokemon here. And the third Pokemon is gonna be Tyranitar, which is gonna be a problem for Giratina because if it has Bite, it's gonna eat this Pokemon alive. But we have Melmetal sitting in the back with the Power-Up Punch, and with the Tyranitar being double weak to fighting, we are sitting in a mighty fine situation here. And we also have Giratina charged up as well. So, kaboom. Just like that, guys. I know we fell right there, but we pretty much already have that superpower charged up again. And just like that, we have our leader going down that fast. So that's my team recommendations there. Like I said, you could switch Melmetal in there. You could put Kyogre in there as well if you want to. And Cliff is not so happy. So we had the egg spot open. Will we be getting a 12-kilometer egg? We have a sticker and our first 12-kilometer egg, which is good, and some hyper potions. And then we are going to see if we have a shiny shadow Pokemon. We don't. So Omanyte, #1 encounter. Guys, that was relatively easy, right? So that would be the counter guide that I go in with. When I do this, as I did talk about, I really try quick moves, moves that hit fast to waste shields, so then you don't have to get hit by the other Pokemon's moves and that are relatively resistant to most things, and that is really the key to taking these down. Even if they're not so like strong, wow, that's really, really poor. Even if they're not so strong in themselves, if they're at least resistant or neutral and they get moves off fast and they're relatively tanky, that's a great thing to do. So now let's go on to the next leader. And since it's windy outside and we're playing down here, we might as well just check a Giratina real quick. In the middle of this counter guide, will we not get a shiny? And 2596, and we are standing on a Rocket Leader. And finally, we have Sierra. So Sierra's lineup is kind of iffy because it's like a half win with Giratina Origin Form, half complete loss depending on what Pokemon we get matched up with and what moveset they have, because Lapras could smack a Giratina if it has an ice move. And then if we're against the Sharpedo with Crunch or Bite and the Houndoom with either of the dark moves, not a good look for us. So if we quick glance here, we have the Giratina going up, obviously, against #1. And then we have Dialga and Melmetal for the Executor. We could also use the Giratina for that as well. The one thing about the Giratina you have to realize is that Psychic is neutral to it, so anything with Confusion is gonna hit it relatively hard. Then against the Lapras, we have Dialga, Melmetal, Kyogre, Giratina Altered actually, because of the Ancient Power. Yeah. Then we can use the Dialga against the Sharpedo, and we can also use a Melmetal as well with the Superpower. And then if we're going on to the Alakazam, obviously Giratina Origin Form is a great way. We have the Houndoom with probably Dialga. In PvPoke, they say Giratina Origin Form would win, but only if it's gonna be fire moves, honestly. The Dark is really gonna hurt us. And then the Shift Tree, we can use the Melmetal as well. So with all that said, we're gonna go ahead and start off with the Giratina. We're gonna throw a Melmetal and a Dialga in here, and we're gonna see how we do. So, Giratina #1. Go ahead and sort by CP, obviously that's gonna be better. Ooh, we could also use a Cobalion, that would probably work. I'm gonna go with Melmetal in #2, Melmetal. And then we'll check out, the only thing about this Dialga that I'm not the biggest fan of is its inability to do quick moves. And then finally, I am going to throw on a Zekrom at the end. You haven't seen me use Zekrom too much, but my Zekrom has Wild Charge as well as Crunch combination and Dragon Breath, so those two moves at the end could do some damage. So the goal here is, okay, well, it doesn't even have a Psychic move, so that's gonna be a big win for us. We could basically just overpower this Pokemon. That's one thing we can do, but I also wanna get the shields down using Ominous Wind right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and use Ominous Wind #1, and we're gonna get a block there, which is positive for us. I really don't wanna go past this Pokemon. Then we're gonna go and we're just gonna hit this Pokemon. We could even go to the next Pokemon. I prefer to get the shields down as fast as possible, you know? Just so I have full reign of what's coming next, and we have a Sharpedo, so I'm gonna go ahead and here. This would be a great time for a fighting Pokemon, but I don't have a fighting Pokemon in this lineup. We could also use, so if you guys wanna check out the Crunch, look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh my goodness. Do not mess with the Crunch, man. Do not mess with the Crunch. And we're gonna go ahead and hit it with a Superpower right now on this Melmetal. Melmetal does decent against Dark. It's neutral. Boom, and we take down that Sharpedo. Probably could have just overcharged that. And then looky here, we have the Shift Tree. I'm gonna go ahead and overcharge. I may need to switch into a Pokemon just because of that, but honestly, most of the time with these Giratina combined with the Melmetal, maybe a slight switch in the third Pokemon, you could pretty much take down just about everything. The one problem here about this Melmetal is this superpower makes it super weak. super. And boom. The other thing you can do is going to be use the Lucario, but like I said, the squishiness of that Pokemon doesn't sit so well with me. Even though it is a fighting's going to be weak to Psychic. I don't know. Second 12-kilometer egg, let's go. We are stacking up for the Calm Day tomorrow. And will we get ourselves a shiny Shadow Drowzee? If we did, oh wow, it is windy weather. That would have been my first shiny Drowzee ever. Being that it would be a shadow Pokemon would be even more crazy. So there you go with that, using those two Pokemon in conjunction with each other. Granted, there are some Pokemon in there that could be slightly problematic. We're gonna hatch an egg as well. We might as well hatch an egg together. And then Giovanni is gonna be next, guys. Boom, a Lillipup. So we're gonna spin another egg, hatch this egg, and we're gonna get ourselves to Giovanni and finish off this counter guide. But right now, Melmetal, Giratina are holding it down once again, which is fantastic. And coming over here to do a rocket stop, look what we got here, our first shiny Vulpix, yes! Oh man, I am hyped on this one. This is a beautiful shiny. I was really hoping I was gonna be able to get this one, and we got it, nice! I love it. Absolutely love it. There's another Vulpix sitting right here, so we'll check it again. We're grinding out the rocket stops because you guys know we got to get to Giovanni. And we got a Vulpix right here. So this, my friends, is epic. Ooh, 12, 10, 14. Dang. Let's go, man. Let's go. And we just did another Giratina. It is windy weather. This one, I believe, is a 2620. So please, if there is a shiny god out there, this is the one that we want. 2620. I do believe that's a 98% IV. What an epic shiny this would have been, but Giratina, you are crazy, man. You are a challenging shiny to get. I don't know if you guys are having the same experience, because I know some people are not, but oh my goodness. I love that top throw. That is just the throw for me. The key is just bringing it home at this point in time. There we go, we got it. And this Giratina, what do you guys think? Have you gotten this one? I do believe it's a 15, 14, 15? 14, 15, 15. Okay, even if that's the low 98, I don't even care. I would have taken that. Absolutely. And we have our next shiny check. Oh, we finally got one. Let's go, 2581. Thank goodness we pulled one. Not the best IVs, but weather boosted at that. Oh my gosh, I can't even hit it. Just hit it one time. That's all we need. Yeah, let's go. This is going to be a very tradable one. Sponsored by Old Sneaky Pete. All right, 2581. The IVs of this one are going to be 13, 12, 13. Very tradable. Oh, and we have a Natu. Let's not get a shiny. And we've done it. We finally found Giovanni. We're gonna take him down and we're gonna get that Mewtwo. But first, let's check out his team and check out what the counters are gonna be. So like we talked about, we have Persian, then Nidoking, Kangaskhan, or Garchomp, and then Mewtwo. So as far as this goes, what would I do? For the Persian, I'm going with something like a Lucario, something that gets off really fast. Another thing that you could do, even though the Persian does sometimes get dark moves, is go with something like a Latios. Anything that's gonna charge really fast. You can even do a Swampert, but you need something really bulky. So that's why I probably would go with a Melmetal or use a Lucario. So that's Pokemon number one. Then if we're gonna go on to the Nidoking, look at this, Melmetal, Dialga. Good right there. Then we're gonna go into Kangaskhan. Dialga, Melmetal, Kyogre, Giratina. Then if we go into the Garchomp, we have Dialga, Giratina altered, right? So that Pokemon is gonna have ground. So it's gonna be kind of sketchy for that Dialga. I'll probably stick with the Dialga on that one, even though you can get ground hit. That one's gonna be risky. And then finally we have the Mewtwo, which Giratina is gonna be the way to go. So the number one thing we're gonna do is start off with Lucario. Then we have the Giratina origin form. And then I'm gonna throw a Dialga in there in case it does get a Garchomp. We'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments below what you guys use for these Pokemon. All right, so Persian number one. Obviously the first thing we wanna do is just get the shields down. That's why this Lucario is pretty good. Persian is really strong, straight up. Like, this thing hits. And I'm gonna go ahead and get my specials off as fast as possible. Boom, there we go. Okay, so shield number 1 is down. Hopefully we can get another shield. I would really love it if that buffed the defense as well. Unfortunately it doesn't, but this is gonna help us take down the Persian. And it is a little cold out here, so I'm gonna put the phone down so I can make sure to go ahead and get ready for anything else, because boom, there we go. We got the Persian down with 2 shields. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up that bottom thing, and then we're gonna react as that comes. Then we're going straight into the Dialga. Hopefully, okay, it does have a ground move. However, we're pretty safe right here. We're gonna be able to get off this, there we go, Draco Meteor right there. That's why we went in with that Dialga. The Dragon Breath really chews it up, and if that did have Dragon, it was gonna be resistant to Dragon. And then our attack fell right there, and now we have the Mewtwo to go in with. So we can go ahead and just let Mewtwo kill us if it can. Okay, there we go. And then we're gonna go in with the Giratina. So hopefully it doesn't have confusion, which it does not. So if it did have confusion, right here would be just a little bit challenging because the confusion makes it really, really strong. And since the Giratina is gonna be neutral to that confusion, it's gonna hit it pretty hard. But now that we have our Shadow Ball saved up, we should be pretty good right here. We should be able to hit it with all our energy and hopefully take that down. Almost, and we're just gonna hit it with a couple more Shadow Claws. And just like that, we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Giovanni is down. Relatively simple and easy. And this should then in turn either complete this and then we'll get a Mewtwo, or we're about to catch a Mewtwo right now. So we'll see what happens. Let me know how your guys' Mewtwo came out as well if you have gone after it. We have 15 balls right here, and then boom. Yeah, oh, we got the weather boost on this. Oh, that is hilarious because it is above the Great League. That's okay though. I probably wouldn't use the Mewtwo in the Great League anyway. And Mewtwo with the windy weather. Weather boosted Shadow Mewtwo. Let's see what we have here. 1520, that seems like, seems kind of high. All right, wow. That is better than my other one. That's gonna be a 14, 10, 13 on this one. That's epic, man. That's super epic. And please do remember, do not purify your Shadow Mewtwo. It is so much stronger as a Shadow Pokemon. So just want you guys to be aware. Please tell all your friends, no purifying of the Shadow Mewtwo. Basically, a 0% IV Shadow Mewtwo is much stronger than 100% IV purified Mewtwo. So save your Mewtwo's. It's pretty relatively simple. I usually use the exact same Pokemon pretty much on every one that you've seen. I have Giratina Origin Form, absolutely love it. Melmetal with the Rock Slide and the Superpower, really, really effective. You can sub in Lucario if you want to get to that power-up punch faster. Also really effective. And then I'm gonna max out an Excadrill. We'll start using it in future videos because it does get a quicker ground move for other Steel-type Pokemon and other Pokemon that we may want to use it, and it's pretty resistant to a lot of things. So that's gonna do it. Hope this helped you guys out. Thank you for tuning in, all my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members. Everybody takes their support, subscription, and participation to the next level. I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.